Okay, good afternoon to everyone. We are starting with the HR specialization subject for semester 6, that is HRM in global perspective. This is also called as IHRM, that is International Human Resource Management. Just as you have learned in HRM, you have to manage people. When this process of managing people is done at the global level, it is called as IHRM or International Human Resource Management. According to P.V. Morgan, it is defined as the interplay among three dimensions. There are three things which are present when we talk about IHRM. One is HR activities, that means the recruitment, selection, promotion, exit interviews, transfer, retirement, everything related to HR is included here. Second thing, there are more than one country involved in IHRM. So if you have your operations only in India, it is only HRM. But if you have your operations in India as well as in say Bangladesh, then it is IHRM, more than one country. And the third dimension is the types of employees. Now, what are the different types of employees which we need to remember or we need to understand when we are talking about IHRM? There are three types of employees. They are known as HCN, PCN, and TCN. HCN is host country national, parent country national, PCN, third country national, TCN. Now, what does these three terms mean? You just imagine when you have guests coming to your home, you become the host. Okay, जो बाहर से कोई लोग आते हैं आपके घर तो आप host हो जाते हो, right? Same ways, when an organization which is established in some other country expands its business and say comes to India, so India will become the host country. Okay, so keep this example in mind. The business is having headquarter in USA. It is expanding its business. Its subsidiary is in India and several other countries. So US is the country of origin. India is the host country. ना ऐसा अगर आप याद रखते हो तो ये concept easily समझ में आएगा. So first one is HCN. Country in which MNC starts its operation, जैसे अभी मैंने example में बोला, India is the host country. PCN, the country in which headquarters are situated, parent company, जहाँ पे उसके headquarter है, USA में अपने example में. TCN, those employees which belong to some other country, मतलब HCN भी नहीं है, PCN भी नहीं है. They will be called as third country nationals. So when you have business on an international level, you can have these three different types of employees working in your organization. Some who belong to the parent country, they will be called as PCN. Some who belong to the host country, they will be called as HCN. And some who belong to neither HCN and PCN, they will be called as the third country nationals. Next now. Many times we find that the international managers, when I'm saying managers, it is HR managers. Okay, international, we are talking about HR. So international HR managers, they don't succeed, they fail. They may be very good at the national level. National level में उनका जो HR department जो है, they must be handling it very well. But when they operate at the global level, they do not succeed. What could be the reason? One of the important reason is culture shock. When you are doing business in your own country, in your country of origin, you are familiar with everything. But when you are expanding your business and going to a foreign country, the culture over there may be very different from yours. So you may go into culture shock और कल्चर एरोगेंस. मेरा कल्चर, मेरी जो कस्टम्स है, मेरा जो काम करने का तरीका है वही करेक्ट है. इफ़ यू हैव दैट एटीट्यूड, देन कल्चर insensitivity, you are not sensitive to the culture where you are starting your business. So if you are not able to adapt to the culture over there, then it will result in failure. Now what are the features of IHRM? मतलब आपको अगर बिजनेस करना है इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे एंड उसके अंदर आपको जो ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज को हैंडल करना है, तो इसके फीचर्स क्या है, तो कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स क्या है? वन इज आपके जो HR एक्टिविटीज है उसका स्कोप वाइड हो जाएगा, है कि नहीं? You are doing recruitment locally and now you are doing recruitment at a international level. You are giving training to your employees in your own organization, in your own department. Now you are giving training to number of employees who belong to different countries. So scope becomes wide. There is more knowledge sharing because different people from different areas are meeting together. So there is lots of knowledge sharing. And this whole IHRM is very, very complex, difficult to handle, difficult to understand. The HR manager is going to have, the global HR manager is going to have more responsibilities. Culture is one unique feature of IHRM. हर एक country का culture अलग है. So the global manager has to understand the culture of different countries. Next feature is there is a pressure of globalization. Different countries have different governments. Each governments have their own difficulties, own problems. उसका भी pressure HR manager के ऊपर होता है. And when you are operating at the global level, the risk also increases. As the HR manager, you need to have a very good public relations, not only with the businessmen in other countries but with the government officials also in other countries. The next topic is evolution of IHRM. मतलब ये कैसे इवॉल्व हुआ ये term International Human Resource Management. If you remember last year when you were studying the subject HRM as a subject only has evolved very late. You know, starting में HRM को कुछ अलग से ऐसे कंसिडर नहीं किया जाता था. तो सेम वेज IHRM तो बहुत ही लेट इवॉल्व हुआ है. ओके, so first phase is where management was considered as just focusing on productivity. Production करो, employees were hired, they were paid wages and आपको भी production करना है. So in the earlier 20th century, Industrial Revolution happened. Then Frederick Taylor's scientific management was given importance. Time and motion studies. किस तरह से workers ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा काम करके दे आपको, that was considered important. Human element तो था ही नहीं, मतलब they were considered as machines only, tools which you are paying salary, so you are buying their work. So that emphasis is totally on increasing production. In phase 2, slowly the attitude changed and the management started considering the human side also. People started, getting importance. People in the sense the workers started getting importance. Lots of studies were conducted in which the Hawthorne studies is very important, where how human beings get along with each other, how their productivity increases, all that was studied slowly. Phase 3, now human resources, वो ये term तो था ही नहीं तभी. So after World War, the term personnel management emerged. So people who were working in the organization, slowly they were getting recognition. They were known as the personnel. Phase 4 is where the personnel management side of the HRM function was transformed from purely administrative and reactive function to proactive. तो यहाँ पे अभी ये term आ गया, HR as a term, different separate field was evolved. HRM was defined as the organizational science and practice that dealt with employment relationships encompassing all decisions, actions, issues concerning this relationship. यानी रिक्रूटमेंट, सिलेक्शन, ट्रेनिंग, अप्रेजल, ये सब टर्म्स को इम्पोर्टेंस देने लगे इन फेज नंबर 4. Phase 5 में strategic HRM became important and how HR is related to different strategies, that became more and more important. And the last phase is where there were many subfields of HR in which international HRM was given the name or the title or importance. Okay, this is because the business became worldwide. Globalization started happening, and that is why IHRM is now considered important. So what is the purpose of IHRM? At the global level, when you are doing business, what is the purpose of this subject IHRM? So when you are doing business at the global level, you have to ensure that right people are available for the right job. This is the same as recruitment objectives, isn't it? आपने recruitment जब भी पढ़ा होगा तभी भी आपको यही पढ़ाया होगा कि right person for the right job. But now this becomes little complicated because job which has to be done is also very complicated when you are operating at the global level. So one of the objectives of IHRM is to ensure right person for the right job. Not only that, to provide job satisfaction, to maintain standard of work life, to be competitive throughout the world, to retain employees. ये भी एक HR function है, retention, employee retention. So if you are working globally as the HR manager, you have to see to it that the best employees throughout the world best employees, they are retained in your organization. Now, since you are working with different countries, every country will have its own laws, rules. So as the global HR manager, you need to fulfill all the legal compliances. You need to decide benefits, salaries, all kinds of compliances. And you should be capable of transferring knowledge and learning across a wide variety of nations. Now, according to Sullivan, the significance or objectives of IHRM are as follows. First is the challenge. This is very challenging. IHRM is challenging because globalization has resulted in increased mobility of HR. Because of globalization, any person can go and work anywhere. Of course, within the laws of that country. So, there is increased mobility of HR. अगर आप उनको satisfied नहीं रखोगे तो they will go to another organization in another country. So this is very challenging. Second is commitment. When you are working at the international level, people from different nationalities are working with you. So as the HR manager, you have to make them committed. At the same time, the work which is done should be cost effective. The people you are hiring, you can't hire people at a exorbitant salary. So it should be cost effective and competence congruence. What does this mean? जो वो काम कर रहे हैं, जो उनका टैलेंट है, कॉम्पिटेंस है, वो और आप जो उनको सैलरी दे रहे हो, वो शुड मैच विथ ईच अदर. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि आप इंटरनेशनल एम्प्लॉयज को हायर कर रहे हो तो अननेसेसरली ज़्यादा सैलरी उनको दे रहे हो. सेम वर्क कैन बी डन बाय अ पर्सन हु इज लोकल विथ लेस सैलरी. ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए. So cost effectiveness related to expatriate. Who is an expatriate? People who are working abroad. Later on in unit 2 we are going to learn this term in detail. Then there has to be competence, because success or failure of international business will depend on HR, and there has to be congruence, or there has to be knowledge management. The last topic for today's lecture is the difference between IHRM and डोमेस्टिक HRM. यानी लोकल लेवल पे जो HRM होता है, ह्यूमन रिसोर्स एक्टिविटीज, एंड इंटरनेशनल लेवल पे होता है. दोनों सेम है बट उसमें थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस है. वो डिफरेंस क्या है? So in IHRM you are addressing a broad range of HRM activities, whereas domestic में narrow range. Same things you are doing but at the local level. यहाँ पे आप IHRM में at the global level. Then HR issue related to employees belonging to more than one nation. तभी वो IHRM होगा. यहाँ पे single nation. यहाँ पे there will be great involvement of HR manager in personal life of employees. यहाँ पे इतना इन्वॉल्वमेंट नहीं होगा. अभी क्यों, वो आपको धीरे धीरे पता चलेगा. IHRM में, इंटरनेशनल ह्यूमन रिसोर्स मैनेजमेंट में, ग्लोबल मैनेजर विल ऑल्सो हैव टू settle the family which is being, when the employee is being transferred to another country. तो वो अकेला नहीं जाता है, उसकी फैमिली भी जाती है साथ में। तो उन बच्चों का एजुकेशन, अगर सीनियर सिटीजन पेरेंट्स है तो उनका मेडिकल, ऑल दीज थिंग्स हैव टू बी लुक्ड इनटू बाय द ग्लोबल एचआर मैनेजर, वेयर यहाँ पे इतना इन्वॉल्वमेंट नहीं होता है। बेसिक फंक्शन एंड ऑब्जेक्टिव रिमेन द सेम, डोमेस्टिक हो या इंटरनेशनल एचआर हो, सब में सेम होता है, मतलब प्रोक्यूरमेंट, दैट इज रिक्रूटमेंट, एलोकेशन, यूटिलाइजेशन ऑफ पीपल, सब कुछ सेम है। बट प्राइमरी डिफरेंस बिटवीन दीज टू इज कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी ऑफ ऑपरेशन। दोनों के बीच में जो स्कोप है वो डिफरेंट है, कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी है वो डिफरेंट है। IHRM में ज़्यादा कॉम्प्लेक्सिटी है, HR इज लिटिल सिंपलर। Why? Because they are operating in different cultures and laws. Degree of complexity will depend on what? Culture diversity. अगर same culture है तो इतना problem नहीं आएगा, but totally different culture है, जैसे ईस्टर्न कल्चर, वेस्टर्न कल्चर, तो फिर ज़्यादा डिफिकल्ट या कॉम्प्लिकेटेड होता है। अप्रोच टेकन टू मल्टीनेशनल एंट्री, किस तरह से आप उस कंट्री में एंटर करते हो। एंड द लास्ट वन, attitude of the top management towards this whole international human resource management. So this is how domestic and human resource management is different from each other. Okay. In this lecture, what have we done? We have understood what is the meaning of IHRM or International Human Resource Management. We have also tried to understand what are the different types of employees which you see when you are dealing in business at the global level. Okay, I hope you all have understood this.